Hey, welcome back to another episode of Low Country Lowdown. Today, I am here with beloved Patricia. Hello, Patricia. Welcome to the
Hello.
pod. Thank you so much for joining us and taking time out of your day. I know you're busy with all the happenings and comings and goings of Walterboro. You're sort of a kind of a jack of all trades here, right? You do a whole lot of different things for this town. So, let's just go ahead and jump right into that. What do you do for the town? What is your role operating within Walterboro and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so I am the tourism director and Main Street manager for the city of Walterboro, like you said. So on the tourism side of things, I am in charge of marketing our small town as a destination. And then on the Main Street side of things, we are part of the Main Street program, which is through Main Street America, and it's focused on revitalizing historic downtowns and keeping that small town charm.
Sweet. So that's part of like a larger national thing?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when did they get involved? Like, when did they approach Walterboro? Did y'all reach out to them, or like how'd that work?
So the program was already established before I started, but I believe our leadership team approached Main Street, South Carolina. So it's the larger organizations, Main Street America, and then each state has their own state coordinating program. So we are obviously under Main Street, South Carolina. And so the process is, you approach Main Street, South Carolina, and then there's application process and then, review and all kinds of things. So,
Sweet. Yeah. So, I mean, I come from, I was born and raised in Somerville, but my wife's family is from Walterboro and has been in this town for, they claim pre-Declaration of Independence. I don't know if anyone's writing this down. I've never looked it up and never questioned them, but they've been out there forever. So they've been in Walterboro since before it was America, allegedly. But so, we spend a little bit of time living out here. I'm out here all the time for business. And one of the things that I really like about Walterboro specifically is it still feels like the South that I grew up in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Somerville is great and it's wonderful, but we have so much growth and development coming in. It's wonderful and it's awesome, but it does feel like maybe a little bit of our identity in Somerville is kind of sort of slipping away.
It's been out.
But it feels very much preserved here in Walterboro. Do you think that's like an intentional thing that Main Street America and you guys have made an effort towards, or?
Yeah, certainly. We do have development coming, and that's, a positive thing.
Yeah.
But it is one of our main goals to preserve our identity as our small town in our community. That's something that, we hear from our community all the time, that we don't want to lose that sense of small town.
Yeah.
So
I've talked to a lot of people here and they all, like, every local is very adamantly does not want to lose that core identity.
Yeah.
They're really big about it. I know there's been some talk, like, I've seen some stuff. They've got that new industrial mega site that they're proposing, or I think I don't believe they've got anyone in there just yet, but it's like, I don't know, 8 bajillion acres. And it's supposed to, I guess, attract some sort of like large manufacturing, like a Boeing or a Volvo or something like that. So I know you got that going on. You got the Commerce Center, and there was in 2022 or something like that, or 4, they were talking about buildings and battery sites. So, I mean, development is here.
Right.
But it feels like, as far as the core, like downtown, that, if anything, has just kind of been like, not built onto, but, sort of revitalized.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what you've seen there, like some of that kind of reawakening of the downtown area?
Yeah. So downtowns are historically the highest concentration of small businesses. So I feel like that is what really, what word am I looking for?
I don't know. It could be anything.
Wish I knew.
But look, I mean, no, I hear what you're saying though, right? Because like there is a Starbucks in Walterboro. It does exist within the town limits, but it's not on the Main Street. In Main Street, we have College and Coffee. That's a small business, locally owned, right?
Right.
And there's what's another, like, I don't know, we've got I was going to say Applebee's. I'm trying to think of a generic restaurant, you know what I mean? I don't know, there's like McDonald's and stuff, but like, you're not going to see Jersey Mike's on the main, you're not going to see Jersey Mike's on that main down street. It's going to be like, that area is preserved like for the small businesses then.
Yeah, and you can, we do have that Starbucks, and you can go there and that's fine. The majority of the people you'll see there are travelers.
Off the interstate.
Off the interstate, which is great. going to Calden Coffee is a completely different feel.
For sure.
That to me is community.
Yeah.
You can go in there and see your friend or someone you haven't seen in ages and spark up a conversation.
Yeah.
That is what I think is the small town feel.
We were there like a couple weeks ago, wherever it was. Rob and I were there, and we did one of these with Jesse.
Yeah.
God bless Jesse. She's a sweetheart.
Love her.
And the funny, like every single customer that walked in the door was like, "Hey, Jesse," and she like knew them by name.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't just like go in there, grab a coffee, and leave. Which, like, you know, the Star Bizzle. You know, you go in there, and you tell them their name, and they misspell it, and they give you coffee.
Right.
And they're like, "I buy, leave. That'll be $17. You know, whatever it is they're charging for a frappuccino, mocha latte, whatever." And, you know, it's just whatever. It's business. They're in and out. But like people go in there that we've seen and, you know, they grab their coffee. They talk to Jesse for 5 minutes because they know her personally. And then they just sit there and like read a book or like play that little bead game. What's that bead game, Rob? Mahjong? Is it Mahjong?
Yes.
Mancala? Mahjong is the like, I don't know. They be playing games.
Yeah, the little tiles.
But, these tiles, yeah. Anyway, look, they're just hanging out. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's a community atmosphere. It's not just a place to get coffee.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's also way more reasonable price as well.
Yeah.
Shout out reasonable
And,
prices.
you know, I may be a little biased, but I think it's better.
It is better. It's considerably better. I would publicly talk about Starbucks any point in time. It's not,
Okay.
we're not anti, you know, big business. It's not like, you know, any of that, you know, whatever gobbledygook. We love business as much as anybody. But like, there is soul behind certain businesses and, you know, others, it's just dollars and cents, and God bless them. That's fine. They have the time and place. But I don't know. I think what I'm thinking, you know, small town America, particularly in the South, that, you know, for me is home. Like I need all the Jessies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Starbucks can be there.
Yeah.
But
and it means so much more to Jessie.
I bet it does.
If you choose to go to her establishment rather than Starbucks, you know, Starbucks is always going to have. But going to that small business and choosing to shop small means so much more because you are supporting someone's livelihood. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's this metric that like, I was watching this documentary on like McDonald's or whatever it was the other day. And I forget what they call it. It was like CLV or something like that. It was like customer lifetime value or something like that.
Right.
And they have all these metrics where like they literally have like to a T, to a science, okay, how much is it going to cost for us to get the acquisition of a client in their youth? And, you know, maybe it costs, you know, $60 to get someone into McDonald's the first time when they're like 10. And then we've got this metric for like what their lifetime value is because we're going to pump them through this, you know, drive through X amount of times throughout the lifetime. And every different possible town has a McDonald's they're going to profit off of. And I'm like, that's just a crazy way to look at a human.
It's wild.
You know what I mean?
Wild.
And like, the thing about small businesses like Jessie is like she is acquiring lifetime customers, but she's not like, you know, yes, client number 7,812. Yes, your attributed value is like they're not keeping track of that. She's just like asking about your kids. You know what I mean?
Right. She values the relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just I think we need more of that.
We do
in society. But you grew up here, and so. Like, tell me a little bit about that. Like, what was Walterboro then when, you know, you were, I don't know, toddler, you know, if you were whatever, you know, tell me about like what this town was like growing up versus kind of like how it is now.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. There's a lot more to do. There's a lot less vacancies on our main street. You know, growing up, it was kind of a treat to go to Charleston and go to Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
So we're Target. Whenever
Target.
But, you know, now I like staying in Walterboro.
Yeah.
You know, there's things to do. There's places to go. So seeing that growth is really nice.
See, that's good that you brought that up too, because I feel like there's like a difference between like a concentrated effort on growth the right way versus like just completely walling off and like nothing's going to happen.
Yep.
Because you do like, there's some towns that just refuse to move forward. And the problem with that is it just gets crappy, you know? And it's like, yeah, there's a difference between preserving and neglecting. You know what I mean? Like you don't maintain and you don't make efforts to improve. It's getting into neglect territory. But, you know, if you're preserving the heritage and preserving the culture while still moving forward and making it a more appealing place, I think that's, you know, that's probably a little bit better in my humble opinion.
Yep.
Where do you see this place going in the next like 30 years? I talked to locals and some of them are like, it's going to get Somerville and we're going to have 8 million new subdivisions, and it's just going to become plastic cookie cutter house, hellscape. Where do you see this town in the next like 20, 30 years?
Growth is coming.
Okay.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. Somerville is getting too big.
It took me 45 minutes to get out of Westcott yesterday.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's too long. People are moving here. So we have to be able to accommodate them. And, that may look like some subdivisions, but I still think with the conscious effort we've made to support our downtown, I don't think that small town feel is going to be lost. Yeah. We may have development around us, but I think we'll always be able to come back to downtown and have that same sense of community.
Keep that identity.
Yeah.
I think we've seen a lot of people that I see moving out to Walterboro are actually folks that, haven't necessarily grown up around here. Like a lot of the clients that I've held by here are people that actually grew up in Somerville. And kind of one of the issues you see in Somerville now is like the median home value is like, I think it was like, I checked the other day, it was like 365 or something like that, like median. And like, I mean, there's still houses in Somerville. Like we've got one under contract at 285 right now, and it's not like falling apart. I mean, it's in pretty solid condition. So like you can still get stuff in Somerville even lower than that. There's still properties available, but the median's a lot higher. And what I've found is that a lot of people who grew up in Somerville, particularly young couples who are maybe just sort of starting out their family, it's a lot more affordable for them to buy their first home in Walterboro than it is even the town they grew up in. I think you can get you can get like very good house for like $250 here.
Yep.
So you can get some a lot less. Some are going to be more, of course, as well, but it's a lot more approachable. So do you think we'll continue to see that trend of like more people coming in from out of town, or do you think it's just growing internally?
I think we see a lot of people, like you said, coming from out of town. But I do see some internal growth coming. Obviously so growing up, it was kind of like a thing. You would graduate or you'd be in high school and people would be like, oh, I can't wait to get out.
Right. Time to escape.
And yes,
yeah,
bigger things.
Right.
And then they go off to college. They, live in Charleston or Columbia or wherever. And they're like, Walter was pretty good.
Yeah.
This is a little too much. And so we see more people coming back and calling this home.
Well, you don't know what you don't know, right? And I feel like some people, you grow up in a small town and you've got this, because you've never been to like the big city, and you've got this idea of like how glamorous it's going to be. I'll just tell a story. I pick up my wife a little bit. Why not? We were going to LA for a work conference. And, she had this idea of, LA is going to be, this like awesome, exciting place and this, that, and the other. And I was telling her, I was like, no, it's going to suck. Trust me. And she was like, no, it's going to be great. We're going to go to the beach and da-da-da. Dude. Yeah. It's so bad. And I'm not just saying that, like, it's genuinely the worst place I've ever been. But I've been to LA, I've been to Vegas, I've been to a few other places, these larger cities. And it's interesting the amount of appreciation it gave me just for Charleston as a whole. But, Somerville and like you don't realize how good you have it sometimes until you see how much it kind of blows at other places. Yeah. Some people love it, but like, I just don't get it. Yep. Like it's just, I mean, I'll tell you like about it, like there was every single, and not like fine dining, super amazing high-end restaurant, like middle class, just whatever, casual dining, every single place, there was 2 like 7-foot tall golems at the door. Like just guard, because they're just like constantly people who, are trying to like get in there. Right. You know what I mean? And it's just like, there's people, not to get graphic, but like just, doing their business on the streets and stuff. And I'm like, this is a $8 million house I'm outside of. And there's a guy like peeing in the yard. It's crazy. You can't do that. You know what I mean? It's just
it's not okay.
Yeah, you would be politely asked to stop at a town like Walterboro if you were doing that. It's not just like some people go, that's just one of the guys. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying a little too much about that, but I'm telling you, it's a crazy place.
Yeah, you're very right when you say we don't really realize what we have until you leave and you see other places.
Yeah.
You experience that.
Yeah.
Then you realize kind of how lucky we are to have this.
Or even things that like you would never even think about, like the air scent, the scent of the air.
Right.
Like you go outside and you're like, yeah, it smells like air.
Right.
It doesn't always smell like air outside. You know, some places it's just like it's clearly different.
Yep.
You know, we've got a guy that like, you know, friggin' poisons the air in our neighborhood every night. You know, you just go, well, yeah, it's like a mosquito did or whatever. But he just, I don't know. I didn't even know they had that. So I went outside at 2 a.m. once for, you know, whatever reason. And I'm out in my front yard, getting something from my car. And I just see this van going by and he's just so like, there's like gas emitting from his truck.
Oh, wow.
And I went inside and I told Morale, I was like, this guy's poisoning our neighborhood. She's like, yeah, that's the bug dude. He comes by like once a week. I was like, I didn't know they did that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to die and get cancer. And yeah, I was in his wake, you know?
Right.
Outside and I got blasted.
Blasted.
Just emitting a million, you know, pounds of.
Did you have any mosquitoes around you at that time?
No. Fair. To be fair. No, he did.
Well,
like, you know, when you go outside, they're supposed to be like, you know, what happened to the roly-polies, brother? All right. You remember the roly-polies?
Yeah.
Used to be everywhere. I haven't seen a roly-poly in years.
Yeah.
We got to bring those guys back. You can have them in Walterboro. They're in the Wildlife Sanctuary.
They are. They probably are.
When's that place opening back up?
So we have 2 projects going on in our Wildlife Sanctuary. First one is our boardwalk rehabilitation project. So we completed phase 1. We're currently on phase 2. So they're kind of replacing what was the wooden bridges and boardwalks with something a little bit more durable. And then we also have a sewer line going through our Wildlife Sanctuary, which will support our exit 57 side of Walterboro, which so we'll start to see some more development.
Yeah. So that'll help.
Yeah, which will be nice. But both projects are ahead of schedule and have been moving along well. So we're hoping by the end of the year.
Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, no, that's a cool little place around town. That's like an example of, you know, like, okay, it's sort of best of both, right? You got a septic going for new development, but also it's still this, you know, wildlife sanctuary that's going to be preserved as like, you know, just have that right in the middle of everything, which would be like, you know, prime real estate. But there's value in sacrificing like, yes, this would be a great place to develop, but we're just not gonna. Well, we're going to keep it the way it is with development somewhere else. But yeah, I think that septic's really crucial. Yeah, that's what's been holding back Cottageville. I don't know what you know about Cottageville. They don't have like any septic in that.
Right.
I'm sorry, sewer. Yeah. So it's like every single house you have to build septic on because they just won't put any sewer. And so like that's really difficult for, you know, to build affordable housing because it's more money to build the septic systems, and then you got to put that in the house price and it costs more. So, you know, there's little things happening behind the scenes to keep it good. Do you think that there is currently like a supply issue in Walterboro, or is that more just like anticipation?
I think it's more anticipation. Yeah, there are a few sites out near exit 57 that the owners would like to develop. So we're just kind of expanding that capacity to support them. Gotcha.
Yeah, I know there's a few little like it seems like a little small like Sweetbriar. You know, is like a little pocket of a very small neighborhood. We haven't really seen any massive subsections that have come through. There's a few that I seen got proposed, but they didn't end up working out. There was one. What was that neighborhood? They were going to build it, but then there was like an access road going through that other neighborhood, and the people were upset about it, so we didn't do it. Forget what that was. I don't know. Good pod in here, but something was happening. I forgot what it was. What are you gonna do? Let me know in the comments down below if you know what the hell I'm talking about. But I don't know. I think this sounds good. So, you know, let's see. Let's talk about the high school. So Colleton County High School and middle school and elementary. That's the only high school in the area, right?
That is the only. That's public.
Public.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we also have Colleton Prep, which is private, and there are a few other schools there. We have a few Christian schools, and then our newest school is a charter, which is Libertas Academy.
Libertas.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Which one did you go to?
I went to Colleton Prep.
Gotcha. How was that?
It was good. You know, I went there kindergarten all the way to 12th. Whole thing. So I don't necessarily know how it compares to public school. I know it was definitely a lot smaller.
Yeah.
It, you know, the high school has, you may graduate with 200-300 kids. I graduated with, I think, 36, and I believe we were the largest class.
Wow. So like 36 people total.
Right.
That's
right.
crazy.
So you really know it.
For sure. Yeah. No, there was like, I think at Ashley Ridge, we had like, I think like 5,000 kids in the school. And that was like years ago. It's much smaller now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, much bigger now.
I think
Crazy.
we were about 250 or so
That's insane.
in the whole school.
That's insane. That's crazy. Well, college and prep, though, I will say, like, a lot of people, when they think about like private school, they're like, money, but it's not. It's really not that expensive.
No.
I don't know. When we were living out here, Mariah and I looked into having our kids go there. I think it was only like, I don't know, like $700 or something like that. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty low versus like Pinewood, which is like
they can get it.
Somerville, and that gets really up there. Every kid that goes there is like a doctor, lawyer, or something.
Right.
But shout out doctors and lawyers, but
right.
but
yeah, but it was I'm glad that I got to go there. I made a lot of good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in my class was, we were all friends. It was like, a big family. And then, even teachers, everybody's like family. Everybody. Everybody's family. What's going on. And
yeah, I think we need more of that. Like there's, I don't know. It just seems like people get, when you live in more populated areas, like people get more lost in everything. Like I've been to a few of the events that we do in Walterboro, we have like the first Thursday things. And one of the things people kept saying is they're just like, oh, like I haven't seen you. As if like it's fully expected that everybody in this event I would have seen before, which was like nice. You know what I mean? It's just like, I appreciate that type of value because we do a similar thing in Somerville. It's a third Thursday event.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we'll get thousands of people that walk by, the booths and whatnot of that thing. But, you see almost like, despite the fact that there's thousands more people, you have less conversations. It's like people get locked in. And when you're in like such a crowded group like that, people don't even pay attention to what's around.
Right.
There's businesses right on Main Street in Somerville that people don't even know exist because it's just like you just tunnel vision through this crowded area. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So what have you seen like a lot of your peers doing after they got out of, I'm sure you keep up with some of them. What do they generally do? Like, do they have a lot of them stayed around town or?
Quite a few have actually. So me and my husband went to high school together, so we obviously came back.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of our good friends, we all went to College of Charleston, and then she went on to Charleston School of Law, and then now she's come back to Walterboro and she's working with her mom.
Oh, sweet.
The majority of our class, I think, stayed in Walterboro, except for maybe a few. Yeah. Did their thing, and who knows? Maybe they'll come back.
Who knows?
We're always here.
Town ain't going nowhere. No, I like this place. It's good. I think we'll probably end up, this is for me, we've always looked at it as, from a quality of life standpoint where we want to live, probably end up, tiring out here. We may move out sooner. I don't know. It's kind of on the fence. We talk about it like every month. We're like, should we just go ahead and move out there?
Just go ahead.
Because we got land out this way. And, it's a lot of our businesses in Somerville, but the main reason for living there is not as much the business in Somerville as much as this like we have clients in like St. Stephen,
right,
Andrews, and that type of thing. So it's kind of like you'd have to go through Somerville. So that's kind of what kept us there. It's like it's sort of in the center of everything, but
but you're still not too far.
No,
here.
No, but I mean it's probably about if you're going about like the northeast side of Somerville, then it's a little bit more of a trip,
right? Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe we'll just, we'll just expand to do some stuff down southwest. Because this place, another thing too, is like when we lived here, we went on a little vacation when Mariah was pregnant with her youngest, down to Savannah, which is like a thing you can do in a day trip here.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like an hour away?
Yep.
You ever been down that way?
I have.
What do you think about it?
It's different.
It is different. And it's one of the things I was so surprised about going to Savannah was like how rowdy it was.
It is rowdy.
I did not think Savannah was going to be that.
It's rowdy.
Lit up.
Yeah.
everyone there was drunk. You're allowed to, I guess, like they don't have like open container laws, I suppose.
Yeah.
So people were just like
Right.
after dark, everyone's just walking around, drunk. If you're driving, you got to watch out for some dude stumbling in the middle of the road. So I mean, I don't know. It's like, but that's kind of the cool thing about Walterboro, right? It's like you're here,
hmm
pure good small town values, but like if you want to go get rowdy, you can just go take an hour trip to Savannah, or you can go slightly less rowdy, hour trip to Charleston,
Right.
wherever else.
Stay the night, come back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like you get the best of both worlds, pros in a lot of way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
What would be a thing to somebody like, as far as stuff to do if you didn't want to go outside of town because it has grown up so much? Like if you wanted to, for like entertainment or whatever, just staying within the town of Walterboro close to, what would be like a thing to do?
Yeah, so we have a movie theater,
So
if that's your thing. We also have a restaurant, Big Head Ed's.
Big Head Ed's.
Big Head Ed's.
How have I never heard about Big Head Ed's?
Food Shed. You have to try it. It's so good.
Food Shed. Big
Yes.
Head Ed's Food
Big
Shed.
Ed's Food Shed. He started out of a food truck and now he's in brick and mortar, but it's smash burgers and it's
We gotta check out Big Head
like the
Ed.
Oklahoma burger.
The Oklahoma burger.
So good.
In a town like the Oklahoma,
Yeah.
in a good southern town.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could get anything and it would be so good. But they do live music on the weekends. We have Main Street Grill that's open. They're not open on Saturday, but good place to go on a Thursday or Friday.
How have I never heard about Big Head Ed?
I know it's so.
Surely I would have heard about this place. We used to go to Duke's all the time when we lived here, which is a restaurant that I'm sure you know about that just
Yes.
has like never changed. It's been exactly the way it has been for years. Yeah, that little billboard. How long has that billboard been up there? It's like century.
Yeah,
Just like,
since I was.
yeah, Rob and I, when we were driving through here the other day, we were talking about it's like the exact same artwork with the pig with the sunglasses. Hasn't
Yes.
changed once. I think they repainted it the exact same thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's a few like it's cool to see the places that like have lasted,
Mhm.
and I hope that they outlast everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I never want to see the small town places close
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna have to check out Big Ed. It's such a funny. Where's that at?
So, are you familiar with the Ace Hardware?
I am familiar with these.
So it's in the shopping center that's right up.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's right across the street then.
Yep.
Yeah, they got that giant deer. in
Yes.
the 80s.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Charlemagne the God just opened a restaurant here.
Crystals, he
Crys-
did. Yeah, he was here for the opening.
The God himself? Charlemagne?
Yes.
One time
I was not there,
you weren't there. You didn't meet Mr. the
I
God?
did,
Uh,
but I did catch wind that he was there.
oh, yeah. Big news. He's selling it. The God has abandoned us. Can you believe that? Charlemagne? Who calls himself that?
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne, I guess, does. What a guy. Charlemagne. No, I seen it was, or at least the location was for sale. I don't know. He may own the rest sometimes.
Right.
Sell the building and own the franchise still. I don't.
Yeah.
I seen it. I was looking at some commercial real estate for sale here.
Mhm.
I was curious about it, and yeah, I seen the crystal, but it might have just been the building though, because sometimes you still own the business,
Right.
At least you sell the building. So they
Yeah.
had it done like that. I'm gonna be catching out,
Yeah,
Mr. Charlemagne. Couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. It was huge news.
it was. He opened a few.
He has a few crystals.
I think so. I think Warrensburg maybe he has one.
Yeah,
And I feel like there was another one, but
yeah,
nonetheless.
yeah. I think I'm more of a White Castle guy myself. I saw that movie a decade ago. I was like romanticized it. I feel like it's just because I've never had them though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like this
I've never had it.
spirit that taunts me. You know what I mean?
I have to have it one.
I have to. And it's I don't know. I feel like I can never get it because I would just be like, this is the worst burger ever.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Yeah, no, I've got this idea in my
Yeah.
head. So
Yeah,
it's a castle. How can it be bad?
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But-
But can't you?
Huh?
Can't you buy?
You can
Right.
acquire the frozen ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not the same.
It
But-
may be, though. It may be exactly the same burger.
It may be the
It might be
exact same.
specifically the exact process. They just microwave them in.
Heating them up.
Yeah. That's how it'd be like, though. But Big Head Ed wouldn't do that.
Doubt. No.
He'd cook his burgers fresh.
Yes. Fresh.
He smashed each one personally.
Yep.
Yeah. I've always thought it'd be cool to open up a restaurant. Maybe I'll do that one day whenever you get bored. But
Yeah.
it seems like a really neat thing. My first job was in food and bev, and it was an absolute like hectic environment, and you make no money at all. But
Makes
it's
you
fun.
fun.
It's really fun though. You know what I mean? Or at least you stay like always got something
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll open my own even bigger head burgers. Shoot.
Okay, we can. I know some places.
You know, a guy.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll collaborate, me and it. Oh, that's what's up. Anyway, that's about all I had to say. Patricia, anything else you wanted to tell the folks at home?
I don't think so.
Any wise words?
In Walterboro.
Come to Walterboro. You will not be disappointed. It's a beautiful town, and it has soul. Go check out their soul. It's great. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe and all the stuff. You want to, Patricia, can I get a smash that like button from you?
Smash that like button.
Thank you,
Like
Patricia.
big fat egg.
You'd like a big head smash burger. Smash that like button.
Shit. Oh,
Smash. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, guys. Subscribe, like the channel, share, tell your friends, tell your grandma, etc. And we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.